Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to the beautiful Embleton Hotel here in ANSAN, Korea, as we bring you the official weigh-in ahead of tomorrow's night of exciting boxing action coming to you by way of a... This event is a proud presentation brought to you by Mr. Sang Bum Kim's Kaki Buffalo Promotions in association with the World Boxing Organization. We're proudly sponsored by Fandom and co-sponsored by Nplay ETSUKO. This event is commissioned under the auspices of the Korean Boxing Commission and present its Secretary General, Mr. Aaron Jang, and Inspector from the KBC, Mr. Sun Young-jung. Ladies and gentlemen, our three main events, title fights, are sanctioned by the WBO, World Boxing Organization, its president, Francisco Valcarcel, and the Asia Pacific president for WBO, representing the organization, Mr. Leon Panoncillo Jr. So as we know it, boxing traditionally would have typically been a weigh-in, and then we would just go straight into the weigh-in. But as we know, due to the pandemic, boxing had to take a hiatus. But it was more of a forced hiatus that boxing had to take due to the pandemic. So things have changed right now. So if typically a weigh-in would just kick off with a weigh-in, this time around it would start with a glove selection, a weigh-in, and then followed by a corona test, a COVID test. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, we shall not keep you waiting. We shall step into the first part of our weigh-in today, which will be the official glove selection for tomorrow's main event between ETSUKO TADA and NGUYEN. Take it away. Over to you, to the president of the WBO, Asia Pacific, Mr. Leon Panoncillo Jr., to supervise the glove selection procedure. So right now we'll do the glove selection.
Good afternoon. So we're going to start with the glove selection of the female world mini flyweight champion. ETSUKO TADA will first make a pick.
ETSUKO TADA to first make the pick for tomorrow's main event. So right now, as you can see, those of you watching us live on Kaki Buffalo TV, and also tomorrow featured live on IB Sports Korea, what we're seeing right now is the official glove selection prior to a main event of a world title boxing match. So the boxing gloves that we have right now are made by an organization called Winning Gloves, and it will be selected now first by ETSUKO TADA. 2 pairs of red winning gloves.
Okay. This? Yes.
ETSUKO TADA right now signing off her 8-ounce winning boxing gloves. And now that's being signed off by our supervisor and Asia Pacific president for the WBO, Mr. Leon Panoncillo Jr. Official fight gloves approved now for ETSUKO TADA. Now over to NGUYEN, who will now make her selection of the 8-ounce winning red boxing gloves. So there we have it. NGUYEN has also made her selection of the official fight gloves, a pair of winning 8-ounce boxing gloves. So right now, since we're done with the official glove selections, we can move on to the next part of our official weigh-in ceremony today. And once again, for those of you watching us live on Cocky Buffalo TV, our main event will start tomorrow, probably up until 5 p.m. But first bout starts at 3 p.m. and we will be coming to you live from WADONG Gym, ANSAN, South Korea. And ladies and gentlemen, just a brief introduction. Tomorrow's show will feature 7 bouts, 4 undercards, and 3 title fights. One of those 3 title fights coming to you by way of a special main event. This is the WBO Women's Minimum Weight Championship of the World. And once again, please give a big round of applause for Mr. Sang-Bum Kim for putting together this great boxing night, which is the first, we gotta say this, it's really important to say this, since the pandemic hit, the last show that we had was in Cambodia. And then ever since then, we were stuck with the pandemic and we couldn't get into boxing. But we really have to give it to a person so passionate like him to put together a boxing show. And it's also not a local boxing show, but an international boxing event with the auspices of an organization like the WBO. So another big hand for Mr. Leon Panancilio for putting together this event as well. So thank you very much. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, let's not waste any time. I'm sure our boxers are also ready. We can start the weigh-in, okay? So these are the scales here. We can bring the scales right to the center of the stage.
and TADA. Yeah. Knee first.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Good afternoon. So we will start off with the official weigh-in for tomorrow's main event. This is a 10-round contest for the WBO Minimum Weight Women's Championship of the World. First up, making her way onto the scales with a record of 20 victories, 3 defeats, 3 bouts even, 7 big wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the reigning and defending women's minimum weight champion of the world from Japan, ETSUKO TADA. $47.26 kilograms for the champion, ETSUKO TADA. And now, making her way up to the scales right now, she is an undefeated pro with 4 victories, 1 big win by knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the WBO Asia Pacific Female Minimum Weight Champion, Nguyen T2Ni. $47.30, bang on for Nguyen T2Ni. All right, can we have Ni and also ETSUKO to face off? Yeah, over here. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a fight for the WBO Women's Minimum Weight Championship of the World. Korea, make some noise! Thank you very much to the champion and the challenger. We shall see you tomorrow. It's girl power time for tomorrow's main event. So with that, let's move on to the next co-main event. This is a flyweight contest scheduled for 12 rounds of boxing. 12 rounds of boxing for the WBO Oriental Flyweight Championship. First, making his way up to the scales right now with a record of 25 victories, 5 defeats, 14 big wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the reigning and defending WBO Oriental Flyweight Champion from Uzbekistan, OLIMJON NAZAROV.
오케이.
50.76 for OLIMJON NAZAROV. And next up, his opponent with a record of 11 victories, 1 defeat, 2 bouts, even 4 big wins coming by way of knockout from Camarines Sur, the Philippines. Please welcome Michael Mendoza.
정확히 해주세요.
50.86 from Michael Mendoza. Can we have OLIMJON NAZAROV and Michael Mendoza for a face-off?
오케이. 60 round over.
We'll just have a face-off. Can we have OLIMJON? OLIMJON NAZAROV. OLIMJON, over here. Michael Mendoza. Michael Mendoza for a face-off with OLIMJON. Thank you very much, OLIMJON and also Michael Mendoza. Next up, we shall move on to our first of the 3 title fights, which we'll be seeing tomorrow. This is a minimum weight contest scheduled for 12 rounds of boxing for the vacant WBO Oriental minimum weight title. So first up, coming up to the scales, he comes in with a record of 7 victories, 3 defeats, 5 big wins coming by way of knockout from Ho Chi Minh, Vietnam. Here is Leopard Minh Phat Sam.
오케이.
47.54 within the limit for Leopard Minh Phat Sam. Next up, his opponent coming in with a record of 12 victories, 2 defeats, 4 big wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the former world title contender from Northern Samar, the Philippines, ARAR ANDALES.
47.5 패스.
47.50. 47.50. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a fight. Can we now have Leopard Minpat Sam and also ARAR ANDALES for an official face-off? Mr. Andales. So there you have it. Right now, two men who will be facing each other for the vacant WBO Oriental Minimum Weight Championship. Make some noise, Korea, come on. All right, fantastic. Now we're done with the final of our 3 title fights scheduled for tomorrow. Now let's move on to the official weigh-ins for tomorrow's undercards. So the first of 4 undercards, this one, 10 rounds of boxing in the super lightweight division. First up, coming up to the scales with a record of 8 victories, 1 defeat, 5 big wins coming by way of knockout. From Uzbekistan, fighting out of Korea, please welcome ABDURASUL ISMOLOV. ABDURASUL ISMOLOV, a proud fighter fighting out of the Cocky Buffalo promotion stable. And he's getting ready right now to get onto the scales. And let's see what is his weight for the official.
오케이.
61 kilos for ABDURASUL ISMOLOV. Next up, let's call upon his opponent. He comes in with a record of 7 victories, 1 defeat, 3 big wins by knockout from Seoul, Korea. Here is Hyun Kim. 61.8 kilos from Hyun Kim. Hyun Kim and also ABDURASUL for the face-off. No, without your shirt. ABDURASUL ISMOLOV versus Hyun Kim. Super lightweight contest scheduled for 10 rounds or less. Ladies and gentlemen, we have another fight scheduled tomorrow. It's Korea versus Uzbekistan. Our next contest is scheduled for 8 rounds of boxing in the lightweight division. First, coming up to the scales, he comes in with a record of 7 victories, 6 big wins by knockout, undefeated fighter from Korkontepe, Uzbekistan, ABDULAZIZBEK NAJMIDDINOV. ABDULAZIZBEK getting ready to get out of the scales right now.
선수들 관장님들 가지 마세요. 같이 사진 찍어야 됩니다. 여기 들어오지 말까? 왜? 체크해야지.
59.4 kilos for AZIZBEK. And next up, his opponent with 1 victory, 4 defeats, here in search of another victory in his pro record from Seoul, Korea. Here is Sung-Hoon Kim.
59.8.
59.9 kilograms for Sung Hoon Kim. Now can we have Azizbek and Sung Hoon Kim for a face-off?
오케이. 들고 있으면 손 올리고 오케이, 스톱. 여기네.
All right, great sportsmanship right there. Next up, we have a super lightweight contest scheduled for 8 rounds or less. First coming onto the scales with a record of 6 victories, 1 defeat, 1 bout even, 3 big wins by a knockout from Ho Chi Minh, Vietnam. Here is Hong Quan Din. Hong Quan Din on the scales right now. 63.6 kilograms for Hong Quan Din. Next up, his opponent, he comes in with a record of 8 victories, 4 defeats, 3 bouts even, 3 big wins by knockout from Seongnam, Korea. Here is Dong Hee Kim.
$63.8.
63.8 kilograms for Dong Hee Kim. So can we have now Hong Quan Din and Dong Hee Kim here in front for an official face-off? You go there. Here.
오케이.
'All right, thank you very much, gentlemen. All the best. Good luck for tomorrow's fight. So that is the second last of our weigh-ins for the undercard. And now let's go on to the final weigh-in for the undercard bouts tomorrow. This will be a 6-round contest scheduled in the super lightweight division. 6 rounds of boxing or less in the super lightweight division. First up, making his way up to the scales with a record of 4 victories, 2 big wins by knockout from Pyeongtaek, Korea. Here is Chan Ho Sung. Chan Ho Sung on the scales.
천천히 올라가. 누구부터 올라오지? 찬호부터.
63.84, Chan Ho Sung. And now his opponent, he comes in with a record of 3 victories, 5 defeats, 4 big wins 4 draws, And from Busan, Korea, here is Suk-jun Hwang. 63.8 kilos for Suk-jun Hwang. And now we have Chan Ho-sung and Suk-jun Hwang with a final face-off. This will be... You go over there. This will be an exciting fight. Two up-and-coming pro fighters from Korea squaring off at each other to claim supremacy in the super lightweight division. Fist. Orthodox. Yep.
잠깐만, 예를 들어 내가 총장이 앞에 딱 나오면 파이트 코드로 다시 할까요? 여기 봐, 여기 봐요.
Thank you very much. So there you have it, the final weigh-in and the face-off for Chan Ho-sung and also Suk-jun Hwang. And now finally, we'll have a group photograph within fighters in the blue corner and the red corner. First, can I have all fighters in the blue corner to come here, please? All fighters in the blue corner. All blue corner fighters here.
단체 사진. 아니, 이거 잡고
So all blue corner fighters right here.
위로 올라갈까요?
We should have 7 fighters in the blue corner. Blue corner here. Yeah. Okay, behind a bit. Let's go a little back. Red corner over here. Blue corner over there. So we should have 7 in the blue and 7 in the red.
좌측이 첫 코너, 우측이 홈 코너. 선수들 들어가 빨리 들어가. 이렇게 사진 찍겠어야 되는 거 아니에요? 네. 이런 식으로. 살짝 사람이 많아서 좀 뒤로 볼게요. 조금만 뒤로.
올라가야 되니까.
김 대표? 네. 의자를 앞에 깔고, 의자를 하나 깔고, 한 줄로 딱 맞아. 의자를 앞에 깔고.
Okay, so can we have a small gap, a small distance between? Yep. Tada, here. Okay. Far in front. Yeah, okay.
의자를 쭉 깔아 여기. 의자. 의자를 깔아. 그리고 패딩을 앞에 앉히고.
동생이, 니온 데려가 있냐?
위원이 뭐 가운데 계셔야 되는 거 아니야? 네. 고양이. 잠깐만.
가운데 앉는 게 나을 것 같은데?
위원이 여기 앞에 내려와서
가운데 앉는 게 낫지 않아?
선수를 앉혔으니까 뭐냐. 대표님, 여기 센터를 여기 뭐냐. 여기 하나 의자 하나. 아니면 저기 한 명이 일어나가. 한 명이 일어나가. 서고 해서 회장님 처음에
Watch this.
사이에 한번 사이에. 어떠세요?
All right, so there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. This is an official group shot of all of the fighters participating tomorrow with the fight officials, referees, judges, supervisor, as well as the president of the WBO Asia Pacific, Mr. Leon Panancilio Jr., our promoter, Mr. Sangbum Kim from Kaki Buffalo Promotions, as well as fight officials from the KBC, Korean Boxing Commission. So what we have tomorrow is Uzbekistan, Vietnam, Japan, Philippines, fighting against Korea in an international boxing match brought to you by Kaki Buffalo Promotions. Tomorrow in Wadong Stadium on ANSAN.
하나 둘 셋 하면 화이팅 할게요. 하나 둘 셋. 화이팅!
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Tomorrow we have a fight. Don't forget to join us at 3 p.m. live on Kaki Buffalo TV and IB Sports. Thank you very much.